Welcome back into the workshop. Yes, I'm out here for a reason, and that is remaking the videos that I deleted that I realised when I came out here to remake them that I shouldn't have deleted them because they are correct anyway. Well, pretty much. It came down to the terminology and what I was using to describe what I was doing. Dear. I was talking about a percentage, how would you say, an angle as a percentage. Apparently, some professions use that as their way of measuring angles or inclines. Surveyors apparently use it. Architects sometimes will use it. Engineers, and of course, in railway, a lot of that is, like it's a 5% incline. Well, 5% incline is a lot, and that's like pretty steep. But having that as a background, I thought, oh, well, that's what I can actually do out here, even though it's something that I don't use as a builder, because we're normally giving a measurement or an angle, and we just go from that. But some builders will now be using percentage for the incline of a building or a slope. Anyway, that's not what we're dealing with, but we're taking that sort of concept, putting it in action here, and thinking of the angle as a percentage, because if I went a meter out, then now this is not a percentage because it'll have to be the percentage times 10 for a move. Anyway, you'll see in a minute. If I move my jig, the jig out at a meter, which is about there, if I move it 17.5 millimeters, that's 1 degree. If I then move it, the multiples of that, I can get my degrees very accurately straight off of a measurement. Now I'm going to be using that threaded rod to give me that. I'll go down that end. It's easier to see. It's the same mechanism that I'm using for adjustment in the parallel arm. So that's really handy just there. I'm going to make another 2 or 3. Sorry about not. There it is, there. I'm going to be making 2 or 3 more of these in different configurations just to see how I go with it. And then, and they also have the nuts on different sides or both sides or whatever, and see how we go. Now, if I push out at 1 meter, which is where this pin is, the rail, 17.5 degrees, that's 1 degree. So, and then, of course, multiples of that, 35 or so, that will be 2 degrees, blah, 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 right up to whatever point I want. And then, if I need it, I can actually move this across the amount that would afford me the easiest, not having the bolt sticking out so far. And that's the beauty of having not an MFT top, but a MFT style of top with 100mm increments. There will be more times in my usage of the tops that 100 increments where the bench dogs are, which will be beneficial, rather than 96. 96, the only benefit is if you're doing cabinetry, because that's the industry standard, 32mm divisions of, etc. So there is no advantage of having a MFT style of top. I reckon it's actually quite a stupid idea unless you're doing cabinetry. Now, when it comes to this sort of thing, as I've just indicated, being able to move it across 100 mils is a whole lot more beneficial and logical than moving it across 96 mil. Just saying, okay? Now, I can do that as my angle increases, because otherwise the angle gets very big. But if I go down to the 500 millimeter mark, that all of a sudden becomes, that's much better. And it's all compact, it's nice and, it sits inside my rails, blah, 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 all the good things. So that's what I'm contemplating doing, how I do it, where I need the holes in the rails, all these things. And then I can move my 1mm pitch thread in and out, the required amount to move my jig at the angle I require. Now most angles will be quite gentle, to be fair, but yeah. Now I could have a jig that, like a square or a protractor type thing attached to the track saw. Could do, but I don't want to, because I see the benefit of having a tapering jig as part of my setup here. Not at the moment, but it will be attached to the parallel arm. So as the parallel arms move, so too does the jig at the same angle. Because if this is correct, parallel, this is attached to it. As we move this, yay. Now I think I've already made the video there. Hopefully I didn't delete those, but if I have, all of this mess will come down to having a couple of components that can be swapped in and out. These arms go, and it becomes quite a nice little system, the parallel arm system. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to tidying it up and getting it to work properly. Getting, perhaps, if I go down to the engineering firm and just ask them how much these would be to remake, with a precision engineer making them, not a laser cutter, the machine, and see what their accuracies are. It would have to be equal or better to that. And if even I got consistent spaced holes, to be fair, if they can't give me much better tolerance for a plate, then I won't even entertain it, because I'm making everything work with the plate as it is. And if it's too expensive anyway, I'll just say, I flag that. I'll make do with what I've got. But it would be nice to be able to do these sorts of projects to a degree that, well, it deserves. And if it can be done like that, it'll also help me not pulling out the 3 remaining hairs that I've got. So yeah, there's that as well. So quite happy now. I've been able to drill those pads, as you can see there, so that I can bring them down here, click it into place, put that in there, put that in there. Oh, look at that. And then now that locks in that rail to that. Now, once that's been done, if I needed it to be done like that, I can then, how did I have it? I have to think. No, it wasn't like that. Let me just bear with me for a moment. I can have that. Okay, now you're looking in the right direction. Okay, sorry about that. And there, I can have that wherever I decide I want that. So that's locked the rail and these 2 rails together. And then I can put the tapering jig. So now wherever the taper jig, or wherever the parallel arm goes, so too does the taper jig. So yay. So that was the mechanism I was talking about, accomplished just by making a pad with a whole lot of holes. We've got options. Eventually I'll probably have a notch out so that the pivot comes down dead opposite this, for no other reason than it's probably a good idea, so that as I move, the pivot point will be here. We don't have any restriction. We can go right out to 90 degrees with it. Not that I'd ever want to do that, but it's starting to work together as a very nice system. When those aren't being used, of course, we'll be putting the link arms back in. I like those. This can be used on the body of the workbench, not just simply up here where they normally would be. So they would be up here. So that So they're all working together. A remodeled one of these will come over here to articulate this and be the gauge for that. So that probably is no clearer now than it was before in the other videos that I've deleted. Oh well, there you go. Tried to condense 4 videos down into one. Probably didn't do a great job of it, but the idea, I think, is pretty straightforward. I think you could read between my woolly words and get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So yeah, sum it up by saying I'm quite happy where I'm going. So that's a good thing to be, because a few days ago I wasn't very happy with the parallel arm, because it just wasn't resolving the issue. The other thing I will probably wind up doing is, if I get this the rail remade, I may just consider drilling out the aluminium section with the I'm not pointing at the camera. Okay, so I might drill out the aluminium at these spaces so that it's not unlike this rail. It's not that it's needed, it's that if it's needed, it's already pre-drilled and I don't have to muck around. The accuracy of that is not questionable, but you know, I do have to be mindful. Seems to work so far. This is a no wriggle pin, and if I do it not neatly enough, it's actually not a bad fit. I can't really feel, well, I just feel a tiniest bit of wriggle. It drops through, so it's not an interference fit. Oh, you can really hardly feel, well, nor should you really, because the hole was finished off with a 20mm reaming tool. So that one's a bit tighter. That's what I'd prefer to see. Ooh, there we go. I think it's probably all got to do with alignment and the way I was holding my mouth. Yeah, there you go. Very, very neat fit. Okay, so yes, if I could wind up getting some more aluminium, I've got a couple of straight edges, but I don't want to chew into those. I'd rather leave those alone and get another bit of aluminium. So go see how much it is. Righty-ho, well that's it. I'm going to go inside now. Made an idiot of myself with all this deleting of the videos, and probably didn't need it, but it's all to do with, it wasn't 100, it was 1000 millimeters. I work in millimeters, I don't work in centimeters, blah blah, and yeah, better delete the videos. Bugger it, it was actually correct the way I was showing. So anyway, you don't need to know that, now you do, now you wished you didn't. Rightio, see you later now. Okay, bye.